Everything is Fucked by Mark Manson. Everything is Fucked by Mark Manson. We are living the best conditioned life in the history of humans. Our health is better, our wealth, our style of living, our technology, everything is in much better condition than our ancestors. We have proper medicine and a smooth communicating system. But yet, after all these things, somehow we are very much cracked. Our government is failing, our economy is like the weather of London, and most of all, our mental condition is worse. When we have access to technology, education, and communication our ancestors couldn't even dream of, so many of us come back to an overriding feeling of hopelessness. In Everything is Fucked, Manson applies his gaze from the undeniable stains within each self to the endless catastrophes taking place in the world around us. Drawing from the provisions of psychological research on these topics, as well as the timeless sanity of philosophers such as Plato, Nietzsche, and Tom Waits, he dissects religion and politics and the uneasy ways they have come to relate one another. He looks at our relationships with money, entertainment, and the internet, and how too much of a good thing can psychologically eat us alive. Our team, Technical Stories, was working with sleepless nights, constantly reading this book again and again to absorb best summary possible for its viewers. So let's waste no more time, let us focus on the chapters. The Uncomfortable Truth. The Uncomfortable Truth. Our life is very short, and we all came to this world for a matter of time. Our life revolves around us, and we are not here to live for others. So the fact is, we are here by all our own. Impressing someone or dedicating our life for someone is not going to change the fact. What we say and what we do have will not ever matter, because this is what the reality is. No matter how much good work or life-saving projects you run, at the end of the day, they will be fade away in this practical world. You will get appreciated or sometimes rewarded, but that's it. Your dedication and sacrifices go under the soil with you. Self-control is an illusion. We often try to control ourselves or try to take over on our feelings. Our brain has two parts, the thinking part and the feeling part. The thinking part is like a mature adult behind the driving wheel, and the feeling part is like the spoiled brat who is sitting in the passenger seat. Feeling part suggests us to do what we feel, like binge watching a Netflix show instead of going to the gym. Here comes the self-control part. When the two sectors of our brain are fighting with each other, our self-control arrives, and if it is strong enough, it recommends us to choose the essential work. But that is not something we do enjoy. And when you do not enjoy something, it becomes a burden work for you. And the outcomes may not be as expected, and your hard work can go in vain. Law of emotion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite emotional reaction. Our self-worth equals the sum of our emotions over time. Your identity will stay your identity until a new experience acts against it. Newton's first law of emotion draws our instant reaction to things as they occur to us. For example, getting punched in the face. As soon as we get hit, we begin our response. It could be hitting the person back, calling the police, or verbally rebuking the person. Regardless of our response, Manson writes, we feel a rush of negative emotion in these moments. This is where most of us tend to make mistakes. We make inaccurate judgments and act impulsively. The benefit, though, comes once we are able to reflect on our responses. We grow by acknowledging where we came up short, and growth builds upon our framework of hope. The second law of emotion focuses less on how we respond to things, but rather how these things affect our sense of self-worth. As life goes on and we experience more and more, we start to make judgments about ourselves based on what happens to us. Life puts us through the ringer and kicks us when we are down. After a while, we eventually conclude that we deserve it. Of course, this works in the reverse as well. Say that we are receiving praise constantly, even when we don't deserve it. Our self-worth will skyrocket and we will have an inflated sense of self-worth. Newton's second law of emotion highlights the importance of what we tell ourselves and how we view ourselves. The third and final law is perhaps the most important of the three. Manson writes that values are not just a collection of feelings, they are also stories or narratives. And once we build these narratives in our minds, we cling to them with all our might. They become our identity. But as Manson points out, there's a downside to this type of thinking. When we adopt such narratives, we react emotionally to them as if they are permanently ingrained in us. If our narrative is challenged by someone, we become defensive and emotionally reactive. How to make your all dreams come true. You are an individual. You have dreams for this world. Dreams are one of the most beautiful parts of our life. Some dreams make our sleep more intense. Some dreams don't let us sleep at all. We always try to fulfill the second one, our goals, our wishes. To fulfill dreams, you have to capture 3 characteristics within you: hard work, focus, dedication. This is very easy to say, but trust me, these 3 things are the hardest to gain at a time. Your sole purpose always has to be only you. Hope is fucked, everything is fucked. If you can look at the truth, you know it very well that it is reality. Hope itself is a myth now. Practically, you cannot have hope because this world does not allow you to have some. The world, people's mental condition, the stress within them, ecological hazard, it's like a total package of screwed things. Formula of humanity. The formula of humanity is our way of interacting with people. The humanity formula does not rule out using people as means to our ends. This would be an absurd demand since we do this all the time in morally appropriate ways. Indeed, it is hard to imagine any life that is recognizably human without the use of others in pursuit of our goals. The food we eat, the clothes we wear, the chairs we sit on, and the computers we type at are gotten only by way of talents and abilities that have been developed through the exercise of the wills of many people. What the humanity formula rules out is engaging in this pervasive use of humanity in such a way that we treat it as a mere means to our ends. Thus, the difference between a horse and a taxi driver is not that he may use one but not the other as a means of transportation. Unlike a horse, the taxi driver's humanity must at the same time be treated as an end in itself. Pain is the universal constant. Pain is something we cannot get rid of till we die. It is placed all over the world and in all human beings. Even animals are not different in this case. We all seek happiness in our life, whereas pain is something that is not to be sought. It comes without your hard work and invitation. The actual definition of happiness may be varying, but the definition of pain is almost the same for everyone. The world is fully garnished with pain, and no matter how much you try to avoid it, the pain will find a way to you by hook or by crook. The economy of emotion. The economy of emotion. Maybe I am sad today. Maybe there are 8 different reasons I can be sad today. Maybe some of them are important and some of them are not. But I get to decide how important those reasons are, whether those reasons state something about my character or whether it's just one of those sad days. This is the skill that's perilously missing today. The ability to decouple meaning from feeling. To decide that just because you feel something, Sometimes you will feel bad about feeling good about a bad thing, and you will feel good about feeling bad about a good thing. You know what? Screw it. This doesn't mean you should ignore your feelings. Feelings are important, but they are important not for the reasons we think they are. We think they are important because they say something about us, about the world, and our relationship with it. But they say none of these things. There's no meaning attached to feelings. Sometimes you hurt for a good reason, sometimes for a bad reason, and sometimes no reason at all. The hurt itself is neutral, the reason is separate. Thanks for your time and hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get notification of our new videos.